In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at how we can change settings on the BBC Microbit. One of the limitations of the device is that it only has a limited number of buttons. By changing the settings and creating a variable called settings and changing it means that each button can have numerous possibilities. This is the code that we'll have a look at making today. Let's start from the beginning again. So the first thing that we need to do is click on variables and create a variable called setting. I've done that already, so it says settings here. The next thing is I'm going to create an import. I'm going to say when I press button A, actually I'm going to select button A and B, you'll see why in a moment. I want something to happen. If the setting is set to 0, then we want something to happen. And I'm going to show the picture of a heart. Okay? But as you can see here, if I change the setting number, then I can have button A and B press different things each time. I'm now going to duplicate this so that if I change the setting to number 1, in setting 1, when I press button A and B, then we can make this little picture of a sort of lightsaber sword thing. Okay? At the moment, I've got no way of changing the setting number, which is what I want to do next. You might be used to it in a different way, but I've said when I press button A, something's going to happen. When I press button B, something's going to happen. And the thing that will happen is I'm going to change the variable by 1. So I click on variables. I'm going to change a number, and that variable, that number that's changing is setting. So when I press button A, I'm going to change the setting by 1. And when I press button B, I'm going to change the setting by -1. So then we have some code that says if setting is 0, then show this when I press button A and B. If setting is 1, when I press button A and B, then show this. And I can change the number by this. Let's add lots more options, and we'll see how we can have multiple things happening when we press a set of buttons or one button. So now we've got different options for buttons A and B depending on the setting number. Let's see if this works. So when I press button A, it adds 1 to the setting number, and if I press A and B together, it will show the sword. I can add 1 to the setting number, press A and B together, and it will show the square. Have a play around with your own program. This means that whenever you press button A or you press button A and B, depending on the setting selected, it can have lots of different things happening.